Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to what seems to be the final episode of Dr. Stone, titled Our Dr. Stone. I didn't know this was going to be the final episode until I sat down and I'm like, wait, let me see how many episodes are left. And then I realized there's no more episode after this. And I'm like, what the heck? How are they gonna solve everything in just like one episode? I don't know, but I guess we'll see. The last episode ended with Hyoga dead, Tsukasa and Kohaku on the verge of dying, and Tsukasa just thinking that Senku is the only one that could possibly save them. So that's where the episode ended. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/killinmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Tsukasa looks like he's already dead.
必ずやスタンリーたちを打ち破ってくれる科学の力で先
空 Science future. This is really the final episode. So this 20, well, about 20 minutes, whatever. We're gonna know everything about White Man and everything that happened, and like what? We're gonna defeat Stanley and Zeno. What the hell? Are they practicing? Okay. Still haven't made it yet. That's what I thought. They're dead. What? Oh yeah, they did slow them down with the communication thing. Oh, they're gonna go ahead without it.
さっき攻めてきた3人は死んでも時間稼ぎて理由があんだ。こんなんもう匂いだ。勘だぜ。俺の敵本陣を殲滅する。ルーナ、代わりはてめえだ。もちろん任せて。全然平気だけど。クールだけど。
What is she supposed to do?
ぶっ壊れて破片足んなくて指とかぶち切れてても医者のてめえなら縫えんだろ。二人で遥か遠く隠れていろ。オッケー。俺らが公園に行ってくるね。ルーナを安全な場所に。私が絶対。
I'll see.
世に足止めに向かったはずの琥珀、司、氷河の姿がない。つまり3人はもうせめて戦えない私とルーナだけ逃がしてくれたんだって。こんなに早く来ちゃうの？スタンリーちゃんたち。ここで食い止める。時間を稼ぐぞ。絵の以外は全員射殺。投稿は無視だ。了解。 起きて大樹ちゃん。ドッキリでしょ。
科学王国 VS 科学王国。僕らの地球をかけた戦いも最後の時が来たようだ。僕らの世界独裁計画に千空の協力が得られないことは分かっていた。だがそれに賛同してくれるならば君たちのうち何人かは。
無粋だなゼノ。貴様忘れたのかドクターゼノ。科学の真髄は未来へとただ地道にくさびを打ち続けることだ。違うか。全てを石にし全てを救う未来の科学ドクターストーンで。
矢が全部燃えちゃった。わし結局未来には一歩も進めんかったよ。わし
未来に一歩も。
連絡誰。
Joel, America?
北米本土コーンシティのエース時計技師。
0.03メーター10セカンド。俺はプロとして手に入れたぜ。21世紀にもなかった新しい未来科学をってやるよ。ダイヤ電池もっとも俺の腕じゃなきゃ無理かもだけどな。化石あんたのおかげだぜ。
二手に分かれます。腕時計でモールス信号。
受信専用の盗聴器ってこと？
二手に分かれますってなんだ。あ、ひょっとしてお前ら日本チームにもプロの技師がいいんじゃねえのか。
化石！
助かるぜ化石。その理屈が分かりゃヘドが出るほど無茶な加工だがな。あんたらと俺の共同作品だな。
よかった。無駄じゃなかった。わしの頑張り。誰が死んだって、こうやって科学だけは命なんか超えちゃって未来に重なってくんだもの。
Is that the real one? Or is it a fake?
おお、行っちまえよ無線で。今さらもうスタンリーたちに聞かれようが関係ねえ。
Not gonna work.
なんてないから。お兄さんたち妙に強引すぎると思わない？無線で最後通帳もなし。さあ、琥珀ちゃんたちあの3人が何もできないでやられる玉なはずないじゃない。おお、だとしたら。
ああ、最後の一か八か。
日本語だぜ。
そろそろ人の下でおとなしくしてんのも飽きてきたとこだしさ。俺たちが皆倒れようと必ず科学は未来へ進む。命をも超えて。
こいつらなんでそんな信じてんだよ。何を。
てめえらのそこ北米から俺ら南米までメデューサで全部ドガンと包む。次はこれっきゃねえ。最初で最後のワンチャンだ。俺らで全人類を滅ぼして救 食うんだよ。
死ぬに決まってる特攻を急に。なんで。行くぜ。狙いは石化装置だ。
ぶちかますよ。
あれが鍵だ。終わったな。
The microphone next to the watch.
なんで裏切った。
バーボンウイスキーの復讐だぜ。
少年科学団の化石ってのとメデューサ作りの技術話しねえまま死なせたくなかっただけだろ。わからんでもねえがこの音。腕時計型の通信機。
声あげんのは俺らじゃねえ。天の神様だ。天から地球に流れ続けてんだよ。12ミリオン800,000メーター1セカンド。
いや、千空の声が世界を滅ぼしてみんなを救うの。未来の科学、ドクターストーンで。
This is weird. Um, the way the episode ended, I'm like, this cannot be the last episode, right? And so I waited for the outro to play out, and then it says next episode until we meet again. But I'm watching this on Crunchyroll, and there's nothing after episode 21, Dr. Stone. And episode 21 was posted on September 4th, 2025. And we're all the way in January. So where's the last episode? Have they not? Is it out yet or something? When was the final episode of Dr. Stone? I just googled it and it said that the final episode of Dr. Stone will air as part of the third and final part of his final season, Dr. Stone Science Future, which concludes in 2026 with his premiere set for April 2026, marking the end of the series. Okay, that makes more sense because I'm like, we've been with this show since the beginning, right? And it's like, I wasn't, the way things were going, I'm like, how are they going to resolve everything in just this one episode? It didn't make any sense to me. But you know what? Let me just say something else. What was the last episode of Dr. Stone? Okay, just wanted to make sure that this was the final episode. It was it was so emotional for me. Seeing them being killed. It's like Hyoga and Tsukasa and Kohaku, they were on this to try to buy them time. They destroyed their communication device in order to do that. But Stanley being who he is, he knew there was a reason why they did this. and that they did this in order to buy time. So he didn't give them that. He just went after them. And even to the last second, they were still trying to make this battery. And it wasn't working. And then you see Senku being all serious. And then there was Luna passing by. And he's like telling her that it's her turn. And she's like, my turn to do what? And she's like, even if we were like all blown to bits, she's the doctor and she's gonna have to be the one to save them, and that Chelsea was gonna help her find a safe place to stay while everything goes on. And when they were leaving, one of Luna's, there's two of them that are usually with her, right? And one was telling the other, I think his name was Lucas. I may be wrong. He's asking him, why are you just letting her go by herself? And it wasn't until Chelsea was crying, like when Senku said what he said, I actually thought that he was telling the truth, but it was not until Chelsea told her that things were not looking good and that they were sending those two away in order to save them. And oh, this episode, man. And seeing Taiju get blown up again being beside him. I should have loved this episode at the end. And here I thought I was going to, assuming, believing that this was going to be the last episode of the series. I was assuming it was going to be. Even though last episode ended badly, I was assuming this episode was going to be something that's going to bring me hope and joy. Because I'm assuming will this be the final episode? Well, not assuming, but hopeful, because we've seen what the Medusa has been able to do when it came to healing people. I was assuming this episode was gonna be something that was gonna, like Sukasa and the others were gonna be brought back to life, basically. So I wasn't expecting this episode to hit me like this, or I would have put it at the end of all my reactions for the day. But I didn't, and just seeing them being killed left and right when getting joined up with Senku and Kuro and Kaseki, and they were talking about how those three destroyed their communication device and that they have monopoly over communication right now. And then I'm trying to remember, did Gen joined up with them? No, he didn't. Okay. Before Gen joined up with them, they made contact with Joel. You know, when that ring rang, signaling that he has made a battery that is actually complete. It made me so happy. And then when Brody just like took it away from them, you guys saw me say that I was thinking that maybe that one that was in the class was a fake one. That maybe they know that Brody knew what they were doing and they sort of faked it out. But if they didn't, it was actually the real one. And then he took it away and put it in a vault. And then after again told Stick with the others that they have monopoly over the communication. And Senku sent them a message that they were all gonna die. The whole world was gonna be petrified again, so it didn't really matter. And they had to go after that device. And they did everything. They left their lives on the floor to get to that device. For it to be for the same words that petrified the whole world in the beginning, that started this whole journey to be the one, to be the same words that plunged them back into that world. Like the whole full circle kind of thing. I mean, it's upright. Where was I? For that to be what brings them back to the stone world, basically, is. But now I'm wondering, because Senku said that this was going to petrify, well, he said, the words says, basically, that it's going to petrify the whole world, right? So if that's the case, then who is going to be left? Like, if the beam is going to cover the whole entire earth, who is going to be left to wake everybody up? You know? Or maybe he's going to do what he did the first time around, assuming that he's still alive then. I don't know. You know how when they were on that island with, what's his name? I'm forgetting that fake ruler that wanted to turn everybody to a stone, and they were pointing their fingers up. And Seku calculated how the beam um progresses and like the time that he's gonna have, and then he threw the thing into the air. And then as the beam hit him, then the thing came back down and then he got petrified basically instantly after that. Maybe he's gonna do something similar. And then from then on, wake up everyone that he needs to wake up. I was not expecting this episode to go this way. But it makes sense because this is basically the final battle between Senku and Stanley. And as I was watching it, I couldn't help but seeing them being shot and seeing these people have no heart and kill them like that. Even though Brody at the end I was crying, I still was like, these are kids and you guys are adults. And you are seeing these adults killing these kids. And it's like, it hit me on a deeper level than just this being an anime that I'm watching and loving these characters and seeing them being shot and killed. It just added another layer to it for me, that you see these adults killing these kids, you know. At one point in the episode when Stanley and his team were making their way there, and he was telling them that they were going on a mission, that they should kill anyone, that even if someone raises a flag, to ignore it. Look, what was that? Like when he said that to them, and then they showed the girl. I think her name was Charlotte. Even though I don't think they said her name in the episode, but I was looking up a review on one particular episode, and in the review they mentioned her name. I think her name is Charlotte. and she's the one that Suika helped when she was stung, was poisoned. You know, when Stanley said that, and then they showed her sort of like at first hesitating, but then saying yes. In my mind, I was thinking that there was gonna come a point in the episode where she's gonna have to decide whether she wanted to kill. In my mind, I was thinking she was gonna be faced with Senku, and then she's gonna have to choose whether she wanted to kill him or not, and then she's gonna decide not to kill him just because Suika, had it not been for Suika and for Senku's science, she would have died. I was expecting that kind of moment in this episode, but it didn't happen. Um, the episode just ended with them all, with the world being turned back into stone. So, yeah, I don't know how many more episodes we're gonna have after this particular one, but it's gonna have to wait until April 2026. So, thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to, I'm gonna be reacting to Akatsuki no Yona of the Dawn, the final chapters, because I've been told that the manga has ended, so I'm gonna go back to finishing that. So the first few chapters of that reaction, the link is gonna be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now, and you can also catch up with all my previous Dr. Stone reactions. There's a playlist in the pinned comment as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. I made a mistake. I just went back and I was gonna go into my next reaction for my next My Hero Academia, and then I noticed that Until We Meet Again, the next episode, Until We Meet Again of Dr. Stone, is there on Crunchyroll. So I don't know where I was looking at, but yeah. So instead of what I said before, Akatsuki Ryuna, the last episode of Dr. Stone is gonna be in the pinned comment, and yeah, so you can watch it right now. So sorry about that, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Two moons. Exo, gonna order the bambe,